Alrighty, good afternoon again, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, live from, I guess, what we're considering the CSL headquarters. It's Grant and Ben sitting on the mic, about to do the second Q and A. Welcome to it, guys. If you can help us out and share this to as many people as what you can, we definitely want to get as much information in today as what we possibly can. Seems quiet except for your phones. All right, well, we'll try and adjust that for you. Let us know how the volume is. And again, a little bit more of an intimate setting compared to what perhaps we're acclimated to, having pool players and the likes behind us. But Derek, let us know if the volume's a little bit better for you.
Should be good now, I'd imagine. Might have just been a little quiet at the start there.
Very well could have been. I'm used to somewhat talking quiet. I guess I don't have to here. So a couple of housekeeping notes to kind of get us started. For all those that haven't seen, BCA has moved the event that was scheduled in March. That has now been moved to September. So with the BCA and how it's going to be in Canada, in speaking with Lance right now, along with BCA Vegas for Canadians, right now there's 6 different Canadian events kind of scattered across the country. Those are confirmed events. Obviously, with COVID in place, perhaps they could be changed. They may stay on schedule with the state of the world right now in the pandemic. Who knows? But as of right now, there are 6 confirmed. Looking at adding another 2, and that will all be taking place in 2021. In 2022, they have 11 events scheduled for Canadians.
BCA events in Canada.
BCA in Canada.
I'm pumped.
Yeah, they're getting there, which kind of gives us, I guess, a good lead in to some good news that we got late last night. Our pool league will be BCA sanctioned. We found out that late last night, and keep in mind, if you've joined another league in this year, as of January 1, the BCA sanction starts all over again. So it's really good timing that ours is starting up January 4th. You're going to need BCA sanction if you plan on playing any of the BCA events, qualifiers and what have you. So timing-wise, I think that works out really well. What does that mean for our players and playing in the Ghost? This is going to be some pretty important information. Going forward with the BCA event for Vegas now being scheduled in September, depending on what happens with COVID, if leading up to that event, players do not have the ability to get in enough weeks prior to that event happening, through their normal sanctioned bodies that they would normally play with, they will consider our Ghost League matches as weeks played in consideration for you to go to Vegas and play in singles.
Singles, yeah.
Yeah. Now, if things open up and things start, getting back to some sense of normalcy, that's when we would also look at doing the start of our singles and teams and so on and so forth. So either which way, good to have that, if things don't go well and there's not enough time to get your sanctioning in with what I would guess call a brick and mortar style league, they will consider our Ghost League as weeks played.
Bonus. Very
big bonus. I think it's actually a really, really good thing. They've kind of gone out of the box with what they're doing with us, so our hats off to them. So game rules. So we're really going to kind of dive into a little bit of the meat and potatoes of things on this Q and A. Go a little bit more into detail. As far as game rules are concerned, there's a little bit more information I think we need to gather as far as what games are going to be played. We talked about it this morning, whether it's going to be 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball, so on and so forth. So this week we will have that figured out. We'll have the game rules for each one of those laid out and ready to go here this weekend. So I do want to clarify as well, if you are just joining in and just kind of hearing about the league, this is open to anybody, anywhere across the entire planet. So something we're looking forward to. We've, believe me, put a ton of time and effort in doing this. I was up until midnight last night and then back up again at 7:30 this morning trying to get things done. So we're looking forward to it, but we will have the game rules, which game is being played in all divisions, and kind of how we're going to work through the rules on that.
We won't bore you guys with all the rules right now.
No. Function-wise, playing in the league will, and I want to clarify this for absolutely everybody, playing in the league will require you to go live. So you'll have to have a live video feed. Whether that's done on your phone or tablet or however you want to go live, we'll leave that totally in your hands. But you would share or go live on either one of two places, your personal page. Now for myself, I will probably end up creating a brand new profile, a new Facebook page for myself. I've got some business contacts and so on and so forth on my personal page that doesn't necessarily need to watch me play pool. So I'm going to create my own personal page again, another one, and that's the one I'll go live with when I play the Ghost. I then share that page or that feed to the Q Sports Live International Pool League Facebook page. Not Q Sports Live, it is Q Sports Live International Pool League. You'll be able to find that page on Facebook. Just search that name. You'll be able to see it. Right now, it is an open door. Anybody can find it. Anybody can see it. The intention is to have that as a private group. That way, it gives us the ability to offer our league members exclusive deals and the likes. Anything you want to add to that, Ben?
So as you guys start registering for the league, at that point, you'll have to ask for an invite to the page. We'll accept the invite and then you'll be able to see everything on the page. Yep. But it won't just be like anybody can join the page.
Yeah. So if you are playing in the league, you need to know a couple of different things. Number one, yes, we will be watching. We'll be watching for each individual match and so on and so forth. But we also encourage any of our league players to also view other members playing. We want to kind of have your assistance in helping us and make this kind of a peer review. And if there are any discrepancies, so on and so forth, we can all kind of catch those and deal with those however that needs to be dealt with. So highly encouraged to join in. We'll have all the different levels of play and so on and so forth. So there will be some pretty decent pool played on the league on the feeds. The biggest question that we got since the first Q and A, and I know we're ignoring some of the questions right now. We're not really looking at that. That's by design. We kind of want to get through what we need to get through, and then we'll open it up for Q and A at the end. So if you do have questions, hold them. We will get to them. We promise you. We just want to kind of give you all the information because what we're going to give you may answer your questions. So,
and we're following along with the YouTube chat as well, guys. YouTube and Facebook chat. So you guys can write your questions in either one.
Yeah. So again, the biggest question that we got was regarding cheating. That was the number one question that we got from the first Q and A. Obviously, we don't want to have to deal with that. We know there's going to be a smaller percentage that may try that. And we don't want to operate this way, but we're going to where it's got to be very, very heavy-handed. So if there is intentional cheating, that individual, whoever it may be, is instant banned for life from the league with a forfeiture of any fees or monies due. That will all go back into the prize pool.
And it should be noted that I'm not just going to decide if you're cheating or not. This will go to like at least 3 of us
Yep.
to review and decide if you were intentionally cheating or if maybe you just missed something. To an extent, we'll give some chances, but if it's blatant cheating, yeah, it's
Instant.
going to be heavy-handed.
Yeah, very heavy-handed. And we do that not because, we want to be jerks. We want to protect those that are playing in the league and doing things the right way and playing by the rules and so on and so forth. So it is going to be very heavy-handed. There really won't be a lot of questioning if we find that it's flagrant cheating. It'll just be an instant finish.
Yeah, you'll be banned from the league for life.
Yeah.
We won't be handing out suspensions or penalties.
It's a one and done type of deal.
Yeah, because we have to nip that.
Yeah, we want everybody to have a good time and be able to, play and feel confident in the fact that, everybody is kind of running with the same rules. So,
and ultimately, I look at it as like, if I'm playing the Ghost at home, it's like I'm playing solitaire.
Yeah.
Like, do you cheat yourself when you're playing solitaire?
Right.
That's the determining factor, So the Ghost should be relatively the same. You should feel like you're playing solitaire.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll answer one question from Tommy there. What would be considered cheating? Just curious. There's a number of things, right? If you're playing a game and you stand in front of the camera to perhaps move a ball that is tied up, that it would allow you to run out the rack. Obviously, that's pretty flagrant cheating. That in and of itself would be cause for a one and done scenario.
Yeah, or trying to manipulate the video somehow.
Yeah.
I've had some people talk about that. I mean, you guys are going to take a huge risk trying to cheat because you'll forfeit all the prize money, you'll forfeit all your fees, and you'll be banned for life.
Yeah.
So it's really a high risk, and we're hoping that'll be enough to deter people from.
Well, and
from cheating.
We're hoping that as much as Ben and myself are going to be watching, and perhaps Mick is going to be watching. We're hoping that a lot of it gets viewed by the players, right? That it's a lot of peer review. I know when I go live, 9 out of 10 times, if I'm live and Ben's not, I know that Ben will probably end up watching me, and I'll watch him, and there's a lot of peer review that can go on there, and that's kind of what we're hoping for as well. So I will say with collecting data from wins, losses, and points and so on and so forth, I'll say for session 1, it'll be a touch archaic in the fact that we have to use traditional score sheets that we develop. We'll have those ready to rock and roll. That will kind of dissipate in session 2. We're working on some development of some software that's being worked on as we speak. That will eliminate the need for any kind of paper copies. It'll all just be instant done on the website. So let's get into some fees. We'll start with Division 3. This is the 580 and under. So do you want to take it away?
Well, and this is for the first session, so we might tweak these a little depending on feedback and and stuff like that going into second session. But this will be, this will give you guys a good idea what we're looking at for first session, for a 15-week session starting January 4th, ending April. I don't know the end date.
Yeah.
15
weeks after January 4th.
January 4th, yeah.
Yeah.
So for Division 3, it'll be 580 and under Fargo, must be established. If you don't have an established Fargo rating, you'll be put in Division 2.
Correct.
To start.
Yep.
Then you can work your way up or down from there. But for Division 3, $14 a week, plus a $25 one-time registration fee.
With that registration fee, and sorry to cut you off, Benny, I want you to know that is getting into BCA. That's your sanctioning fee. With that fee, you will also get the premium Fargo Rate app. You'll have access to that as well, and that will also cover the cost of us putting you into whatever system we develop. And go forward would be LMS.
And that's like the Fargo app, I believe, is $12.99. So you're getting a $13 value. It's like half of your registration fee right there is just in the app alone. So
yep. And believe me, there's some pretty awesome things coming with that app. I can't spill the beans on that. That's not my story to tell. But certainly some pretty cool functions coming down with that app.
So you can see $10 a week per player will go to the prize pool. We'll retain 4 for, all the back end costs of transferring money in and out. And
correct. And that's what I think the most important thing is we will be very, very transparent in the fact that this league does cost us money to run. It costs us money to collect all of the money. Then it costs us money to pay money out, and all of those things need to be factored in. So that's kind of where we're sitting as far as fees go.
But you can see right there, just in Division 3, and these are on low number fees, that with 100 players, you have a $15,000 prize pool. Like, that's with only 100 players. If we could get like 1,000-player division, I mean, you can add a 0 and see how much money is going to be in that prize pool, right?
Yeah.
And then gradually, I'll let Grant run through the other posters. As we get to Division 2, the fees will go up.
Yeah. Well, and you need to know, too, that with that $15,000 prize pool, 80% of that gets paid out to the top 24 finishers. So out of 100, if you hit the top 24, that's how we're going to do the payout is in the top 24. 15% of that breaks into payouts for weekly stats. So if you have a great week and, you're number 1 that week, there is a chance at some cash there.
Yeah, it could be like high runs. It could be like most run outs. It could be highest point total.
Yeah, a number of different things that we'll kind of pick out of the woodwork. And you guys will all know this, prior to the week that you play. And then 5% of that we'll give away in prizes. So whatever dollar amount that equates to, we'll either give that in cash or, a shirt or whatever.
Yeah, discounts on, pool apparel or cues and equipment, stuff like that.
Yeah. So that's more or less, excuse me, that's Division 3. I do have a prize payout, but it's all inclusive for all the divisions. So we'll run through all the divisions and then we'll show you the prize payouts at the end. So Division 2, which would be a 581 to 639 Fargo rating, or if you don't have an established Fargo rating, this would be the division that you would be placed in. Again, a 15-week session, $22 per week plus a $25 one-time registration fee. Now, I'm going to interject and kind of sidetrack here a little bit. These are example numbers. For the most part, these are going to be what they are. And in fact, I can tell you if you're not in Canada, these are your numbers. If you're in Canada, we are checking right now to see if there is any GST component that as being a Canadian that we would have to kind of inject in here. If there is, the numbers might be tweaked a little bit for Canadian players. If you're outside of Canada, these are your numbers.
And you guys could mostly ballpark. I mean, it's only going to be another 5%. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a bank breaker, that one.
Yeah.
Even at $22 a week, that's only like $1.10, right?
Yeah.
At 5%, so it's not a lot.
Yeah.
Won't make a big difference.
Now keep in mind these are US dollars. These are not Canadian dollars.
Correct.
No matter where you are, if you're in Canada, you still pay US dollars. If you're in the States, you pay US dollars. If you're in Australia, you pay US. Everything is in USD.
Put that on the poster for sure.
We will.
We'll add that to the poster.
We'll have all of these type of posters that you see. We'll have those out by end of day Monday.
Yeah, we'll start slamming these out on the CSL page.
Yeah.
I guess we're still showing them Division 3 here.
Oh.
There's the Division 2 poster, in case you guys are wondering what the heck we're talking about.
I'm a rookie behind the keyboard now. So yes, 15-week session on Division 2, $22 per week plus a one-time $25 registration fee. Out of that, $17 per week per player goes into the prize pool. That will give you, based on 100 players, a total prize pool of $25,500. Out of that $25,500 total prize pool, 80% again paid to the top 24, 15% paid out in weekly stats, and 5% in prizes.
I'll show you guys Division 1. So we're at $32 a week there, plus the 25, and then our total prize pool there is going to be $39,000 with 100 players. And we're saying 100 players, like these are low ball figures.
Yeah.
We can definitely see this being a lot
well over that.
So, I mean, you guys can add a zero for 1,000 players, right? You get $390,000 prize pool, and now we're talking about some serious payouts.
Big money. And you'll start to see that in the pro division here. So again, same rules apply. 80% at the top 24, 15% weekly stats, 5% prizes. That does change a little bit with the pro division, which is here. Go ahead.
And the way we structured this was assuming that the lower level players are not going to want to pay as much. And as we gradually get up through the division, the pros are going to want to pay, that 52. They might even want to pay more.
Yes.
Because they want a bigger prize pool, and they're not shy about, $1,000 entries. They happen 15 times a year. Mm-hmm. So,
but even at $52 a week plus a $25 one-time reg fee, 44 of that going into the player prize pool, they will have a total prize pool of $66,000. That's only based on 100 players. Again, now this is wrong on this pro division. It's 90% of the prize pool gets paid out to the top 24, and 10% get paid out in weekly stats. No prizes on the pros.
We just feel like the pros, they don't want giveaways. They don't want handouts. They're just gonna, if they play good, they want to get paid. If they don't play good, they don't want to get paid, right?
Yeah,
that's just the way it goes. So we'll show you a poster of sort of an example of the payouts, which this is not 100% accurate at all. But this will just give you guys a general idea what first, second, and third will be in each division.
Yep.
So, for example, just looking at the pro division, if I'm in for
780
780, even if I get third place, I'm almost getting 10 to 1 on my money. That's
great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And if I get first, I'm closer to 15 to 1 on my money. That is absolutely great turnaround.
Yep.
That's what you're looking for when you play at that level.
Yep.
And it goes on down through the other divisions. They're all relatively 10 to 1 on your money for first prize. So,
yep.
Big numbers there, and those are, based on 100 players in those divisions. So,
yeah. Well, and again, I can see, it's that triangle effect too, right? You're always going to have more players in the lower division. By the time you get up to the pro division, it's a little bit smaller of a field. So, I can see the lower division having just as big of a first place prize or bigger than perhaps what the pro division is.
Yeah, if they got 10 times the number of players, for sure, it's going to be factored in.
Yeah. So that kind of gives you at least a little bit more detailed information as far as what we're looking at as far as fees and so on and so forth. We can open it up, I guess, to any kind of questions, comments, whatever it is that you guys want to talk about. Let us know.
So I saw one a little further back in the comments. Somebody said, I already have the Fargo app.
Yeah.
Do I get a refund? No, you
Yeah.
do not.
Yeah.
Because the $25 is the registration fee.
The app is
sanction
simply
fee.
a bonus of it.
It is a bonus.
Right? We don't get a credit for it. It's just an added bonus that we can offer. If you've already got it, you've already got it. But if you don't have it, then great. But it's not like we pay those two things separately. They're part and parcel in paying the sanctioning fee.
Lan Fong with a good question there. What table do we play on? So each division that we showed you there, we'll split those into 7-foot tables. We'll all play in one division. And then 8-foot plus. So we're not going to do an 8-foot division and a 9-foot division because there's not enough 8-foot tables out there.
Well, and there's not enough players.
So we'll group the 8-foot tables in with the 9-foot. So it'll be a 7-foot division and it'll be an 8-foot plus division. And if you want to play 9-ball on the snooker table, then you can have fun with that.
Yeah. Brad says, what if you already have a BCA membership? If I can verify, and I know that on BCA there is a way that you can check and just double check and make sure. I'm not sure, one of two ways. It'll either be paid and you go back and tell BCA that you've already paid it and they'll pay you back, or we simply just don't collect it.
Most likely the first part of that, because I know from playing in other leagues,
Yeah.
I've had to pay the same sanction multiple times, and you can apply to get it back.
Yeah. I'm going to see if I can kind of buck the trend a little bit.
Maybe we can just not
and
charge
just
them, yeah.
if we can verify that it's paid, then there's no need for us to collect it twice just to to give to them to give back to you. That to me makes not a lot of sense. But again, with BCA as of January 1st, anything prior BCA sanctioning starts January 1st. So with our league kicking off January 4th, timing couldn't be better, because you're going to need to pay your BCA sanctioning on January 1st to get into BCA Vegas that is now pushed from March to September.
On the YouTube, Andre said, how are fouls monitored? We're hoping that, between all of us watching, it's kind of peer review, like Grant was mentioning. Somebody's always watching.
Yep.
Somebody will always see your video. If you foul and it's like not blatant, then it's a possibility we'll let you replay the rack over at a later date, or we'll contact you, figure something out. If it's a blatant foul, you're just going to get a 0.
Yeah.
We're going to review it.
And then we'll call you and say, look, if you're blatantly fouling, and again, it gets back to that heavy-handed stuff, right? If you're blatantly fouling, if you're blatantly cheating, that's it. One and done, you're out.
Yeah.
Lifetime ban, that's it.
And we'll give some leeway there. I like to say people saw the shot with their heart, not with their eyes, right? So you're just looking and you're biased. Your opinion is biased. So maybe you didn't think it was a foul. At that point, maybe we let you replay the rack, something like that. But for the most part, it's going to be, and it'll be reviewed by multiple people. It's not like I'm going to go and review your video and say, I think it was a foul, and that's it.
Yeah.
It'll be, I think it was a foul. Grant thinks it was a foul. Mm-hmm. Somebody else thinks it was, okay, now we have 3 people that all agree, and then that's when we'll take action. But it won't just be one person biased opinion.
Yeah. Might have missed, how many games do you play per week? So on the Division 3 and 2, you guys will be playing 15 games per week. Division 1 and the pros play 20 games per week.
Another good question there from James. Can you play up a division or 2? Absolutely.
You can always play up.
And I'm a firm believer of this. Like, people should play up. And that's how I went through. I wouldn't call it a career because it doesn't pay like a career. But my entire pool playing life, I've always tried to play up.
Yeah.
Play up, play up, play up. For one, the payouts are better.
Mm-hmm.
So you're better off playing up because you're going to get paid more if you do well.
Yep.
The other thing is, like, you're not getting better playing people that are just as good as you.
Well, and I think it brings up a good point that playing the Ghost in this manner, when you've got a little bit of heat on you, right? Not that you're particularly on the Q Sports live stream, but you are being live streamed, you are being watched, and it will certainly add that element of pressure. And you want to get better at your game, play the Ghost.
And so, like, just touching on what Lan was saying there too, we were trying to figure out a number of games that's good, because when I'm at home and I'm playing 10 ball on my 7-foot, it's like 5 racks every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So if we only played 10 racks, like, it's going to be over in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We want you guys to be able to play for at least an hour.
Yeah. Well, and this is the thing, right? Is depending on the game that's played, when you're playing the Ghost, if you miss your first shot, that rack's done, right? It's not like a safety battle back and forth, and you can take 5 minutes to make to play that game. If you miss shot number 1, well, that's game for the Ghost, right? So it can go really, really quick.
Yeah,
right?
If you miss like 10 balls, it can be over in half an hour, right?
Yeah.
So you have to we have to factor in that some people are going to miss lots of balls, some people are going to make lots of balls. Ultimately, we want to have, around an hour of playtime.
Yeah. And that's why we kind of picked the numbers that we did.
Yeah, because I know personally, if I'm playing at home, I don't even really want to take my cue out to play for 20 minutes. If I'm going to take my cue out, I want to play for like at least an hour, right?
Yeah.
Kevin brought up a good point. Could there be a Division 4 because there's a big gap between 580 and lower? We're just going to start. We're going to start with Division 3 being 580 and lower. See what kind of numbers we get, where everyone's Fargo is. We might add a 4th division.
Well, and
in session 2.
It really kind of speaks to everything that we want to do, right? Understand, this is our first kick at this. We're going to throw our hat into the ring. We want a lot of player feedback and so on and so forth. But as we start to gain players, there's a lot of different things that we can do. We can go 7-foot, 8-foot, 9-foot. We can interject all the different games. We can have a ladies division. We can do all those things. We just need to know that we have the players behind it to make it worthwhile. Because we don't want to put this thing together, have all these different levels of where you could play, the games available, and have 2 people in each one of those.
Right.
Right. I'd rather start off in a general sense, get a good number of people, and then as we grow, we can kind of segregate down into and drill down into ultimately what we want to be.
Yeah, and we could make Division 2 bigger. Maybe Division 2 isn't big enough. Maybe Division 1 isn't big. Maybe we need a wider gap there. We're kind of testing the waters here,
Yep.
you know.
Yep. And a lot of that is us wanting to make sure that you guys are happy, right? We'll put things out generally as far as what the structure we think is going to go over well, what's going to be received well, what the fees are going to be like. But ultimately, this is you. You get to tell us on what you like, what you don't like, and we'll take that into consideration when we go forward and we make tweaks and changes and so on and so forth.
Somebody mentioned if they don't have an established rating and you start in that division, you stay in that division for the session. Come session 2,
yes,
you can go up, down, wherever you belong.
Yep. And we will have, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. I'm going to have conversations again with Mike Page this week, and we will have some kind of an idea on Fargo. Whether it's going to be when we're playing the Ghost, whether it's just simply league-specific Fargo rating. Is there a benefit to that? Of course there is. Once you have an established league-specific Fargo rating, it still does give a pattern. It still gives a number. There's ways that you can apply that to an actual Fargo rating once we kind of get back to the world being normal again and we can go back to pool as we know it. So yes, there definitely is validity in that.
Tom. Well, we'll start with Arthur. Yes, you can play in a higher division. Tom, VNEA sanction is a very sticky one. We are working on it, though.
Yep.
We're hoping by session 2, maybe session 3, we can have some kind of deal with VNEA to get you guys at least your weeks in for singles there.
That was it is a conversation I have had. We've gone down the road. We know what we need to do and so on and so forth. But it's a little bit more convoluted than than just saying, hey, can you sanction our lead? There's a lot more to it than that.
Chris wants to know, do you capture only wins or also number of balls for separation? Yeah, it's going to be balls. So like, for example, in a rack of 10 ball, if you run out all the balls, you get 10 points. If you don't run out all the balls, you get a point for every ball that you did make.
Yep.
So that's pretty self-explanatory.
It's pretty simplistic in a complex way.
We want to keep it as simple as we can too.
Yeah.
Arthur wants to know, can I play on my Valley in Division 1? We're gonna split the divisions to 7-foot tables and 8-foot plus, which will be mostly 9-foot tables, but
yeah.
Yeah, you can play on your Valley in Division 1. We should get enough players in Division 1 playing on the Valley and on the 8-foot plus.
Tom says, "Can I have the 7 note from the Ghost?" That's all on you. That's all on you. What your score is with the Ghost.
And James brings up another great point here. You have to play on the same table for the entire session.
Correct.
You can't switch tables. I couldn't start on a diamond and be like, well, I'm sucking, so I'm going to go to a Valley.
Yeah.
Right. So even within the 7-foot division, you must stay on that table.
Correct.
We can't have people going from diamond to Valley to just see which table works. But so you must stay on the same table. That includes 7-foot or 8-foot plus.
Yeah, Matt, you came in late. I'll give you the quick little synopsis of what you missed, but here it is. Division 3 is $14 per week, $25 one-time registration fee. That is your BCA sanctioning, $10 a week to the prize pool. It's a $15,000 total prize pool with 80% paying out the top 24, 15% weekly stats, and 5% in prizes. So rather than running all through all of the divisions, that's the one I'm going to give to you. but we will put out all of those posters will be available on the Q Sports Live as well as the Q Sports Live International Pool League. Both Facebook pages will post those posters out for you. So that information will be there.
Andre on the YouTube says 8-ball versus 9-ball leagues. I think we're going to start with 9-ball for Division 3 and Division 2. Division 1 and the Pro Division will be playing 10-ball. As we get into the second session, third session, we're going to try to play all the games.
Yeah. And this is where, sorry.
and I've been telling these guys for weeks because I started playing the One Pocket Ghost. Such a great game. Fantastic game. And I think it plays really well in a league setting as well. So,
Well, and again, it goes back to the same point that we made 10 minutes ago, that as we grow, as we gain more players, we can introduce all the games, 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball, One Pocket, Scotch doubles, the whole works. But in order to support those, we need the number of players to do that. So as much as we want to, hit the gas and go full throttle, we kind of want to make this manageable and make sure that all of our I's are dotted, T's are crossed, get the feedback, throw the hat in the ring, see where we go, get more feedback from you. And we just want to continually make this thing bigger and badder and better.
And this is the great thing for someone like Shane in the YouTube who says, I only have APA League in my town. Well, now we can give you a chance to play with a BCA sanction where there is no BCA in your town.
Correct.
You can play the Ghost BCA and have a sanction through that. So looks like Paul wants to know, if you're not in the league, can you still watch matches? Negative, Paul. You have to be a league member.
Correct.
In order to be able to see the matches that will be on the Facebook page.
We will pull, one every day or maybe a couple a day, and with the permission of those playing, we'll put that as a feature match on the Q Sports Live page. But as far as viewing everybody else that is involved in the league, no, you have to be a member of the league, and even a member of the Q Sports Live International Pool League Facebook page. That will be a closed group. It's open right now. You can go, you can have a look. There's not a lot of information on it as of yet. But once we start, anybody that's on that page must be a member of the league, right? Because we want to be able to, we're working on deals right now to be able to offer exclusive deals just to our league members.
Yeah, through like our sponsors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Tyson wants to know, so Division 3 is 9-ball only for the first session. Yeah, we're just going to start with 9-ball. Ideally, by second session, you guys can play 9-ball once a week, and you can play 8-ball once a week, and you can play 10-ball once a week.
Mm-hmm.
And you can play as many times as you want.
Correct.
We'll have different games.
Yeah, once we, again, right, we have to get to the player size and the number of participants in order to bring those options in, because we don't want to have a watered down version of 8-ball with 10 people playing across the world, right? I don't think that'll be the case. I don't think that'll happen, but we want to make it worth your while. If you're going to take time to play, make it worth your while.
It sounds like James is a little worried about, he wants to play his Ghost out of the pool hall, which is a big risk right now, because like we'll give some leeway with when you can play your match, ideally within a 7-day span. But we can make some exceptions here and there that you can do a makeup match within 7 days. We understand people have other stuff
and
going on.
we have to do the same for the pros, right? If the pros are in a big match at Derby City that lasts a week, they're not going to take the time out of that tournament to go play a Ghost match, right? So yes, there are exceptions, but they'll be pretty stringent exceptions.
Yeah, and as far as like in the first session, James, trying to play at the pool hall might be too much of a risk.
Yeah.
Because if the pool hall closes and you're only halfway through your season, you got nowhere to play your matches, you're just going to forfeit the rest of your season, more or less, right?
Yeah. Is there minimum game robustness required for your Fargo? 200.
Yeah, 200 games to have an established Fargo. If you're under 200 games, you're going to get put in Division 2.
Yeah. How do you know if you're a member? Donnie, if you've registered to play the league and you sent in your fees, you'll know that you're a member. So and you know what, we can do it right now. We'll start taking pre-registration right now. The website to pay fees and all those other things is not ready, won't be ready till the end of the week. But if you are interested, you want to play in the league, send a message to the Q Sports Live page, not the International Pool League page, the Q Sports Live Facebook page. Send us a message, or if you're on YouTube, an email to qsportslive@gmail.com. Send us your name, address, phone number, country you're in, current Fargo rate, phone number, and we will put you on the list. And as soon as we are live with the ability to take your league fees, we will send you a message. You'll get the information package. You'll get the whole works. So from there, once you've done all of that, send in a request to the International Pool League page. We'll accept that, and you're a member.
Matt just brought up a genius question there. Can he play in more than one division?
If you want to play up, you can.
I love the idea of that, Matt. I absolutely love that. I think like if you're a Division 1 player, yeah, you should play in Division 1 and the Pro Division. See where you're at.
100%.
Right? See where you're at.
Yeah.
And
well,
and if you win the Pro Division and somebody complains, well, then we'll be calling you.
Yeah. Listen, with 100 players in the Pro Division paying what they're paying at $52 a week, 40 something, I can't remember what it was, goes into the prize pool. The first place prize money is $12,255 USD. Right?
Yeah, I know. I would love a chunk of that.
Yeah. So yes, the answer, the long-winded answer is yes. You can always play in more than one division, but the other divisions you play in have to be above your current level.
Todd wants to know, can he still be a member and not play? we might make like very seldom exceptions for long-time viewers such as yourself, Todd.
Correct.
But for the most part, no. If you're not a member of the league, you won't be able to see any of the videos.
Yeah, because you'll be able to see the ones that we share on the Q Sports Live page.
Feature matches and stuff like that. But we want to keep it private because not everybody wants to put themselves out there.
Correct.
And that's fair. We have to treat it that way. So
yeah, and I would say that if you are just tuning in, you've missed a lot of this. Just wait until the video ends. It'll be back up on the post on Q Sports Live. I would suggest go back, watch the entire thing. All of the answers are there for you. And if you do have any questions, certainly send us a message.
Yeah, we won't bore you guys with going over the same thing over and over again. I'll just answer Laura's question there since it's fresh. But yeah, the divisions within each division will be separated between table size. So 7 foot will be one division, and then 8 foot plus will be in one division.
Mm-hmm.
And
Kevin,
that's just because from all the ghost pool that we've watched, the biggest complaint by far that anyone has had about ghost pool is I'm playing on a 9 foot and he's playing on a 7 foot and I got no chance to beat this guy, right? I got a shim 9 foot and he's playing on a bucket valley.
Yeah.
And we're both playing 9 ball. And to be honest, I don't want to play either.
Yeah.
If the guy is playing on you guys watch me play at home.
Yeah.
I got big pockets there and it's only a 7 foot table. So I wouldn't blame people who have a shim 9 foot not wanting to play me.
Of course. What if you make the 9 ball on the snap? Does the 9 get spotted and keep on playing? It doesn't spot, it stays down, and you just continue to run the rack in sequential order.
And like we were talking about last week, should we make all the games 10 points? I firmly believe we should.
We're going to.
So the 9 ball will count as 2 points.
Yes.
So let's just say you break, you make a ball, you combo in the 9, and then you miss. You do get the 2 points for that 9 plus whatever balls you had down.
Correct.
For a total of 10 points.
Yeah.
Todd should be part of the viewing feedback committee. Yeah, there you go. We got a job for you, Todd. It's not just asking us what's for dinner. We could use you. You want to be you could
one
be
of
a
the
member.
viewing committees.
You could be a part of the committee.
Yeah.
We're not going to pay you, but I mean, you could have that nice...
we'll pay you with all kinds of love, brother.
Share badge or something. Yeah, maybe we can give you a new badge. No Fargo rate, but definitely under 580. Any chance of not playing Div 2? Dave, unfortunately, we're going to have to group everyone in the same.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have a Fargo, there's just no other fair way for us to do it.
Correct.
Personally, I think you should maybe go in the highest division, work your way down. But we're going to be fair. We'll put people near the middle.
Well, this was the exact topic of conversation between Ben and I. And I know Ben wanted to start people higher, and I said, let's start them in the middle, and they can work up or down from there. But it's not fair that just because you don't have an established Fargo rating, that you get to play in the lower divisions and you end up crushing everybody, right? You've got to kind of earn your way, good, bad, or indifferent.
What if there is a discrepancy? Is there someone we call or get a hold of?
Indeed.
We're gonna not do phone calls because I feel like we're in the 21st century.
Yes.
So it's gonna be emails. We're gonna have, like, you can message the Q Sports Live page. You can
Well,
message.
there's going to be, so when we come out with the Q Sports Live International Pool League page website, you can go onto the website, and when you go on to what's one of the shipping companies, FedEx. And you go onto their website, even Jam Up Apparel has it as well. You go onto their website and they have that little assistant. We will have exactly that same thing.
Yeah, it's like a live chat.
Yeah. So you can go onto the Q Sports Live website, and you'll be able to live chat with somebody there, and point out a discrepancy, let us know the who's, what's, when's, where's, and why's, and we can go back and have a look if we haven't caught it already.
Which, to be honest, most times, like, I watch a ton of pool.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to catch you guys. But we're hoping, with everybody watching, and we're just hoping everyone's going to be mostly honest too.
Yeah, and I we kind of kicked a few ideas back and forth and so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, I think for the most part, most players are going to be honest about it. They're going to, there is integrity within players. It's a very, very small percentage that do try to kind of skirt behind and take the fast way. And that's why the punishment for that is so heavy-handed. We don't want to be that way, right? And if you know me at all, that's not who I am. That's not who Ben is. But we feel it's only appropriate to protect the players that are playing with that integrity, that we are heavy-handed if you're trying to cheat or the likes, right? Which is instantly banned, forfeit of fees, forfeit of any claim on prize money, and banned for life. That's it.
That's the only way to do it, to keep everybody honest.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys share this stream lots, get the word out there to all your friends that this is what we're doing, because you guys saw those payouts. The more people you can get interested, like Arthur says he's going to play Division 2. Arthur, you need to get like 10 of your friends on board to play Division 2 with you. And if everybody got 10 of their friends, man, we could have like a huge division, and the prize money is going to reflect that. So
there's again the payouts, and you can see the money keeps going up and up the higher up the division you go, and you look at the the difference, and this is all based on 100 players, guys. 100 players in Division 1, 100 players in Division 2, 100 players Division 1, and 100 in the Pro Division. And based on 100 players, that's the kind of money that's out there.
Is there going to be a certain ball position? Kevin brings up a good point there. Yeah, we're going to try to curb pattern racking, so we'll have a set template for each session.
Yep.
So for the first 15-week session, we're going to have the order you must rack the 9 balls in.
Correct. And
So
it'll be different in session 2.
Yeah.
Because we don't want, players acclimating to what that rack is, how to hit it all through session 1, and have that advantage going into session 2.
Because ultimately, we can't make break rules. We can't say, oh, you need to have 3 balls past the head string. It's just way too hard to police every rack to see if you got balls past the head string. So if you guys want a soft break, we can't really stop you from doing it, right?
Yeah. Warren, yeah. So should everyone have the same camera angle when going live?
Another great point.
You bet. Ben is actually going to take care of that. He'll have an example on the website, an actual video of what it needs to look like. So an unobstructed view of the table. That's how it has to be.
Yeah, and this is going to be very important. the angle of your camera is going to be very important, because if you're impeding the view of like 50% of the shots, no good.
Nope.
You'll probably get a phone call from me or contacted from me somehow. We're going to give you guys like a couple chances to figure it out,
Yeah.
because we understand that not everybody's going to figure it out the first time. The first week of play, you might have a weird camera angle.
Yeah.
So we'll contact you, try to help you through it, try to help you get a better angle.
I'll give you an example with my table at home. This is what I would consider to be an okay angle. It's right on, so really no matter where I stand on that, you're going to be able to see the surface of the table, unless I'm standing, in front of the one ball. But once I bend down to take that shot, you should see over top of me and be able to see the table. That's what we're looking for.
We could go as far as, like Laura said, maybe put the 9 on the spot. That would stop the soft breaks. But then how many times do you think people will forget to put the 9 on the spot? And they'll just play like half of their racks with the 1, and then they'll go, oh, whoops.
Yeah, we may implement, there's a certain number of balls that have to, but again, it gets into policing.
It's too hard to police
Right.
it. So ultimately, we just hope you guys will be fair. I don't want to see somebody shoot 2 balls and play a combo every rack.
Yeah.
Ultimately, the combo will not matter because you still need to run the rest of the rack. So your soft break isn't going to do a ton, you know?
Can we use Magic Rack? Yes. I actually encourage people to use the Magic Rack. You're going to get a better rack with it, whether that's Magic Rack, Turtle Rack, whatever you want to call them. Whatever you want to use that way, by all means do it. If you don't have the availability, that doesn't mean that you can't play because you're only playing with a triangle rack. Right? But you're going to get a more consistent rack out of the Magic Racks.
Todd wants to know, can I have 5 of my friends play at my house? Todd, when all these restrictions, I don't know what they are in your state right now, but once all these restrictions are lifted, I encourage you guys to go to the pool hall and play these matches too. And so if you can't go to the pool hall right now, have some friends over. Like, they can play their ghost matches once a week at your house. Open your doors to these people. The more players you have in your division, the better anyway. So
if COVID allows for it, if restrictions allow for it.
We don't want
right
to
now
tell you
we're
guys.
not. Right now we're not in those. Not in Calgary anyway, or Alberta for that matter.
Yeah, I don't want to tell you to have 5 of your friends over to your house and they all get fines and then you blame me. So we won't do that. Shane wants to know, how are the score sheets going to be sent in?
You guys will send those to us. So I'll send you, when you register, you'll get an information pack. Within there, you'll have the score sheet. If you're computer friendly, there will be a soft version of that. It'll be done in Excel. You can just punch the numbers in, send us the Excel spreadsheet
It'll
back.
be like an email,
Yeah, and then if not, you're not sure how to use Excel, print it out, handwrite your numbers in, and then scan and email it back to us, and we'll take care of the data entry. Now, again, that is only going to be for the first session. After the second session, we get to kind of come out of the basement a little bit and utilize technology. Only reason that we're not right now is that software is being developed, and unfortunately, it won't be ready in time for session 1. So we'll make sure that it's ready to go for session 2.
Yeah, and we'll make sure with the rules that there's like a template for the order the balls will be in. What's the camera height and distance from the table? I can ballpark those for you guys when I go live. I'll go live from like a couple different angles so you guys can sort of see what works.
And Jason's asking, what's your camera height and distance from the table? That one's really an unfair analysis. I'll show you. This is our normal PTZ camera that we have. It's currently sitting 10 feet away from the table, maybe 7 foot off the ground, but it can, I can manipulate this right into wherever I want it to be.
This is premium camera. We're assuming that most of you guys are just going to use your cell phone. So I'm going to set up a few streams with my cell phone with viewable angles that'll work for your cell phone as well. If it works for mine, it'll work for yours.
Yeah.
Somebody said you can play the combo. Yes, you can play the combo, but you need to keep shooting after the ball stays down.
Martin entered the conversation late. Is this a new league all over even Idaho?
Even Idaho.
It is even anywhere. It is a worldwide. It's an international pool league, Martin, And I would encourage you to go back and listen to this feed from the beginning. It'll give you a lot of information. Go on to the Q Sports Live Facebook page, like it, and you'll get a lot of the information that I know is being asked right now. What are fees? We've gone through all of that already for the 4 divisions that we have. We will be posting out that information on the Q Sports Live Facebook page as well as the Q Sports Live International Pool League page.
Yeah, somebody, Dave said, ouch, Division 2 is $455 Canadian. That's a lot of money. Dave, so our thought with this was that, and I've seen it all over the country, so it's not just, well, I should say all over the continent. It's not just Calgary that's like this, but it's all over North America that's like this.
Yep.
Players will pay a $500 entry all day long.
We just had one.
And we had huge interest. Like within 24 hours, they sold 40 spots at $500. So we're pretty sure 500 isn't too big of a chunk for most of the players to want to pay for. Mm-hmm. And you bring up another good point. We do need to collect all the fees up front so we can guarantee payouts. If we let you guys pay by the week, you could play half of the season, decide you're not in the running to make any money, and then you just drop out, and now we have to change the payouts. So we need to make sure everybody pays up front so that we can guarantee payouts.
Yes. Are you going to be doing a team event for this, or is that possible? The eventuality is as the league grows and so on and so forth. The short answer is yes. We want to have it all. We want to have singles. We want to have teams, Scotch doubles, all the different games. But there's a lot of things that need to be put into place prior to that, not only on our end, but with the state of the country right now, with, I guess the state of the world, with COVID going on. So once we do get back to a sense of normalcy, then that will be an option that we'll explore at that point.
I just want to put it out there quick that one of the major reasons that we're doing this with COVID going on is that we want you guys to be able to stay competitive.
100%.
And if you're just in your house banging balls and you got no intention, it's not good practice. Mm-hmm. It's actually terrible practice.
Yeah.
It's like making you a worse player. But if you would just play like 15 games with full intention, like playing the Ghost in a league, you're going to become a much better player over a 15-week session.
Yep. I wholeheartedly agree. And because you know what, Ben, I'm going to be honest, and maybe I'll put myself in the spotlight here, but that's fine. Quite honestly, guys, I had never played the Ghost, ever. And really up until recently, how long ago? 3 weeks ago, Ben challenged me to play the Ghost, a race to 10. And when you really go through that thought process in your mind that you're playing for a purpose and for a reason, you really do get the sense of every shot matters. I've got to be in position, and it really does sharpen up your mind. And the mind is obviously through this is going to be the first thing to go, and then your stroke follows after that. But if you can kind of get back into that mindset and have your mind in the game and knowing that every shot counts, believe me, even after the first time I tried playing the Ghost, I know it's going to do amazing things for my game.
James brings up a good point. Can you pre-play a week if you know you'll be unable to play in the following week? Absolutely, James. This will be at a point where you'll need to contact us, though.
Yes. Don't just do it, post it,
right.
not say anything.
Because otherwise people will take advantage of that. You guarantee they will. They'll just think, I'll just play 10 of my matches in a row.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
Then I don't have to play for the next 10 weeks, right?
No, we want to have you play in the week that you're scheduled. If there are unforeseen circumstances, okay, we'll make an exception. But for the most part, we want those matches played within the week that they're supposed to be played.
Yeah, and that's one of the greatest things about this league is it's not restricting you when you can play. So I know people that cannot play during the week. I know people that cannot play during the weekend. This gives you 7 days in a week you can play at any time you like. And you don't have to play Saturday this week and play Saturday next week.
Yeah.
You can play Saturday this week and maybe you got Monday free, you can play Monday.
Yep. 15 games per match, all back to back, correct? Now, again, yes, that would be the hardened rule. Are there exceptions to the rule? Of course there are. If you're playing at home and perhaps you're a single dad, and son falls down the stairs, please don't finish your games. Please just end the feed.
Yeah, take care of what you got to
take
take care
of what
of.
needs to be done, and then come back. Let us know, hey, this is what happened. This is why I went away, and we'll make sure that you're good to go from there. But yeah, don't continue to play pool because you're supposed to play back-to-back games. There's always going to be those exceptions to the rules, and we'll certainly work with those aspects.
And 15 games sounds like a lot, Kevin. It's really not.
It's not, no.
I'll challenge you guys that are out there listening right now. You got a table at home. Go play 15 games and tell me how long it takes. Because I think 15 games playing Ghost, let's just use 9-ball as an example, in Division 3. If you play 15 games, I'm going to guess you probably run 5 of them out of the 15.
Mm-hmm.
That means in 10 racks, you're going to miss a ball early. Some of those games might only be like 1 or 2 minutes long.
Yep. And I can speak from personal experience because I didn't understand the whole mentality behind it. And you know what? I'll even share my score. I played a race to 10. I got up 3-0. I was feeling confident. I was feeling good. I was 3-0 on the Ghost, and then confidence killed me, and I lost 6-4 to the Ghost.
Oh yeah, I ran like 6 racks the other day. I thought I was unstoppable, and then I missed a ball in like the next 3.
Yeah, right. And it just it crushes you.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things. Somebody's question: Tyson, Hammer, Schmid. As far as the break goes, doesn't matter what happens on the break, like a scratch, etc. Do you take ball in hand no matter what happens? We're going to have like a full list of the rules, but I'll just go over this one quick. This will be division dependent.
Yeah.
So I think in Division 3 and Division 2, we're going to not count the break. So if you come up dry or if you scratch, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It has no
Take
factor.
your ball in hand.
In Division 1 and the Pro Division, I think the break needs to count as a shot.
100%.
Especially in the Pro Division. If you come up dry playing 10-ball in the Pro Division, 0. If you scratch, 0.
Yeah.
We can maybe play around with Division 1, see what they want to do, but
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that the break must count because otherwise you're going to get lazy.
Yeah, 100%.
And you'll be out there just hitting the break as hard as you possibly can, knowing that it doesn't matter what happens.
Yep.
Is that good practice?
Yeah.
Because then you're going to go out and play a real match in a tournament.
Yeah.
You're going to try to hit it as hard as you can again.
Yeah.
Thinking it's ingrained in your memory that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No, you need to train good habits where the break matters, right?
Yeah. Can a person fax the score in? No. If you can't, like, when we send out that package, if you don't have a way to print it or you don't have a way to bring up Excel, let us know. We'll find a way, whether you just message us what those scores are, we'll find a way to work with you. Because session 1 is, somewhat archaic in the technology of what we're attempting to kind of collect data in, knowing that, session 2, that'll all go away, we'll work with you.
Yeah, well, it's going to be...
We'll find a way.
Session 1, guys, is going to be a bit of a learning curve.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what works, see what doesn't work, and we're going to make it better. We're going to make it bigger come session 2.
Well, we're making those commitments already. So I can tell you with session 2, you won't have to worry about filling out an Excel spreadsheet and then mailing us back or emailing or however we do it. That's all being developed right now. We're making the investment dollars. We're putting it in to develop the technology that we need so that it's easy and simple to do.
And I think Lonnie, we've gone over the registration costs a couple times. When this video ends, I strongly encourage you guys to go back and listen to it again. Also, if you can do us a big favor and just share it. Just share it lots. Share it all over the place. Pool groups, pool players, pro players.
Well, and we want this
groups.
to be a success for multiple reasons. First and foremost is our league members. We want it to be a success for you. We want to be able to take your feedback, your comments, your ideas, integrate those. We'll take them into consideration, so on and so forth. But more than that, on our end, how much we're willing to kind of put back, reinvest, and some of the things that I can't talk about, but internally we've talked about on where we want to go with things, what we want to do is so much bigger and so much better than what I have the ability to talk about right now. So just know, I mean, if you've been a fan of Q Sports Live for any amount of time, you'll see the progression that we made from, right from the start up until where we're at now. And we always try to put our best foot forward, bring in new technology, bring in new ideas. And we want to do the same thing with this league. And believe me, we've got lofty goals, lofty ambition. And Ben, correct me if I'm wrong, would you agree with this, that if we were to try our best to explain where it is we want to go and what we want to do, people may think we're delusional.
Yeah, you guys might think we're totally nuts.
Yeah.
If you don't already.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm of the opinion, and the old adage comes into play. Well, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? And that's my goal. I have a goal of an elephant, and we'll chew it one bite at a time.
And Kevin brings up a good point there. He said, payment being sent, PayPal or money order? Not yet, Kevin. We like that you're excited, but we're going to have a website where you can pay through the website with any form of payment.
Correct.
So whether that's PayPal, money order, credit card, debit card,
yeah,
you name it. Name it. It's going to be on there. So we're just going to have to be patient.
It's being developed right now.
But if you guys would like to pre-register, we'll go over that again. You can send, if you're on the YouTube and you don't have Facebook, you can send us an email, qsportslive@gmail.com. If you're on Facebook, you can send us a message to the Q Sports Live page through Messenger.
So you'll need to include your name, address, contact number, current Fargo rate, what country you're from, and that'll at least get you on that list, and an email address back to you. Sorry, that'll get you on that list so that when we do launch that website with the capability of taking fees and payments, we can just send out an email blast that it's ready to go.
Yeah, we'll have like an email with all the information in it. But as we mentioned before, throughout the course of this coming week, we're going to be releasing like posters with all the rules, all the the payout examples, the division structure,
everything,
all that fun stuff.
Yeah. And I did mention in the last Q and A that we were going to do it prior, but please excuse me on that, because the cash flow analysis is, when you're collecting money from potentially all over the world, it takes a little bit of time to work through that analysis, figure out what the costs are on our end, both to collect money and to send money, right? So when you look at the fees and they're $14, 10 of that's going into the prize pool, and on the onset it looks like, oh, you guys are making $4. I can assure you that's not the case.
No.
It does cost us money to collect the money. It costs us money to pay out money. It costs us money even to have the sanctioning and so on and so forth. So, there are some costs that we have to cover to get there. There's obviously a little bit that, yes, we will make, but we will also be reinvesting the vast majority of that back into what we're doing.
Yeah, and I mean, ultimately, like Grant said, we're gonna make a couple bucks, but we're gonna keep it as low as possible, and we want to grow this to the point where pool's getting noticed enough that we can get some big sponsors in.
Well, and that kind of alludes to some of the ambitions that I just mentioned that I can't really
we don't want to
go into
extreme detail. But.
No, but there's a big agenda at play, and this is something that we want to make absolutely huge. We want this to be astronomically successful.
So I think we've covered pretty much all the questions there. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to shoot us a message, send us an email.
And very, very important, make sure you've gone onto the Q Sports Live page and hit like, not just follow. If you're just following, you're only going to get notified when we go live. You won't get all of the notifications when we put out all the information. So hugely important. Make sure you've liked the Q Sports Live page.
And somebody asked, yeah, you do have to pay the whole 15-week session up front.
Correct.
That is so
And I
we
want
guarantee
to,
payouts.
you know what, we can end on this note. Yes, it is a prepaid. And the biggest reason when we were kind of putting the ideas together, the biggest reason that this must be a prepaid league, not because we want the money up front, not because we need the money up front. What we're trying to avoid is players that, initially join the league and halfway through the season, they figure they're not going to get into the top 24 and they end up dropping out. And that now has an effect on the prize pool. So we want to have it where from day one, the day you start playing, you'll know exactly what that prize pool is.
Yeah, we want you guys to know exactly what you're playing for. It's pointless if you're just going week to week wondering, am I going to make 12 grand or what if half of the players drop out? I'm only going to make 6 grand.
Well, and that's it, right? I can say based on the 100 players that we have at the start of this league, first prize is going to be $6,000. And we don't collect money up front, and halfway through the season, half of the league drops out. Well, now you're down to 3 with the expectation that you were playing for 6, right? So it's just one of those things that, we decided that, it just has to be prepaid up front.
And Bradley brings up a good point about background music. We'll just cover 1 or 2 more questions here. But yeah, we're going to need to we'll send you an information package with camera angles, ideas, how to share, how to go live.
Some of the do's and don'ts.
A dress code.
Yeah.
Yeah. There needs to be obviously some restrictive dress code because we can't have people playing in their
undergarments, birthday suits,
all
of those.
Suit. Yeah, that's the one I was looking for.
Yeah, all of those potentials.
And guarantee if we don't stipulate that, somebody will play in their birthday suit.
Correct.
And then we'll be shut down forever. So
yeah.
But that'll be all in the information package that we send you. Once you register, we'll send you an email with a giant information package.
Yeah, and I mean, really, at the end of the day, if you want to play with music, you're not playing necessarily against somebody that's in the same room. Throw your headset in.
I think there's a way you can mute your audio.
I'm sure
on the video.
Yeah.
So I'll look into that as well. I'm pretty sure you can just hit the mute button and it won't pick up any background noise.
Yep.
So then you could have the music blaring in the background. It won't matter, right?
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain that's possible.
Well, I think we've pretty much covered all the questions that would be asked. Again, if you are just tuning in and you're tuning in late, I would encourage you to go back and watch this from the beginning. It does go more in depth than what we did last week, and as we start to kind of get a little bit closer to taking registrations and those types of things, you'll start to see a lot more information flying out the doors. So. Again, the last thing we'll say is if you do want to pre-register and you're on YouTube, qsportslive@gmail.com, send us name, address, phone number, email address, current Fargo rating, so on and so forth. It's going to go more in depth than personal information than what that is when you actually register, but that'll get you onto the list. And as soon as we are live and have the ability for you to actually register, you'll get an email blast from us. So if you're on Facebook, again, real simple, go onto the Q Sports Live Facebook page, send us the same information, and just send us a message on the page. Anything else to add from there?
I think that's about it. Make sure you guys share this lots. Let's get it out there. Let's get these divisions real big off the start, and
let's play for some dollars.
Ultimately, I mean, you guys know I'm a big time player, so I'm trying to get it to where pool is worth playing.
Well, and
right now it's tough out there, and travel expenses are not getting cheaper, and it's becoming more restrictive where and how you can travel. I mean, if you could just pay an entry fee and never have to leave your house,
sign me up.
Yeah, where do I sign up exactly? So we're just trying to create big prize pools here. Let's get the spotlight on pool again.
Yep.
The more we play for, the more people will notice.
100%. And it's really the motivating factor, I know, for me and yourself, that, you know, we've got young kids. We want to have it where when they get older and they choose that they want to use pool as their career, you know, money-making machine, that it's actually worth something.
My kid's a shark, man.
Yeah.
I should have him play your kids one day and see where he lines up.
Well, that'd be the same as me playing you. You'd pound the hell out of me, and your son would pound the hell out of my kids.
Well, if he could beat like your 10-year-old, that would be a proud dad moment, you know. But he's like banking balls already. Like,
Yeah.
he's pretty good.
Holy.
He's at 7 years
He's
old.
a
So.
chip off the old block then.
Well, and if we could make big prize pools like that, I'll train him from tomorrow.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I mean, that's the goal. That's the intention. You know, along with obviously some things that we want to do beyond this. And, you know, if there's, again, any questions, send us a message. You know how to do that now. So appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks for spending Sunday afternoon with us. And, yeah, share the heck out of it. Let's make this thing over the top.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
Enjoy your evening. And, again, send us a message if you have any questions. Have a great night, everybody.